That was my introduction this morning. Ouch! I thought it's going to get caught on camera, or maybe I wanted it to. Oh, okay. First of all, I would like to welcome everybody to the other two channels that I've been telling you about, that I'm blown away by this. So, hi, my name's Lasha Rojenko. For those of you that know me, I'm not saying anything anymore about change.org, Lasha Rojenko. And I've been trying to combine my 3 channels together because they should have a book called YouTube for Dummies. Okay? And I have written Google because they always ask for feedback. Great. So not only do we give Google our feedback about YouTube and the censorship, and I've said things that I can't, and because who am I, right? Because between the 3 channels, it looks like this is what people think anyways. This is people's perception, not mine. Not mine. I signed up to the HD3 podcast when nobody knew he was. Do I get a thanks now? No. I was listening to Sean Atwood when he was at 20,000 subscribers. I love him though. I won't join the channel. I do not think that, and this is not about Sean Atwood. Okay, this is what blows me away. So there's 61 people on Lasha. There's 267 on LNL Soulsisters. And I started Royal Pushback Aftermath 2 months ago. Actually, not even 2 months ago, because we moved from 16 Concord Place to here December the 21st. And remember, I don't know if you watched the other channels, but I had the place set up for Christmas because of my mother's health conditions. And people are going to say, oh, you're a hero. What do you want, to fuck freaking medal? No. Look, when you don't have a partner, when you don't have family, and it's your mom and you, and she has a partner that's 10 years younger, but 10 years younger than my mom, 10 years older than me, and they're like 2 peas in a pod. So age means nothing, means absolutely nothing. You know, that's why I feel sorry for Joe Biden, even though he's done nefarious things. We all have. He's a different man than he was. People should evolve. That's the whole point about evolution. And we're evolving all right. So I've asked for Google's help and they won't help me. So here's the point. I found out a way to help myself. Do you want to know how? It's an interesting story. Okay, so here I am, literally on camera right now, but I haven't started anything yet. Okay, can you see that? So this is LNL Soulsisters, and this is Royal Pushback Aftermath, and this is Lasha Rojenko. How did I do die? And you know what? I took a shower last night. yesterday morning, and I had a very busy day yesterday. And yesterday on Sunday, my charger went boof. And it's a brand new, my brand new phone. Where is it? Oh, it's downstairs with the new chargers. Because I got a cord that has a charger for this and a charger for the other phone, but there's no, there isn't one of those cables, and I have a USB drive. And so I'm not technologically savvy, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is I Googled, or I sent Google and YouTube feedback, oh gosh, without exaggeration, probably 5 times. And I didn't get a response, because the mistake I made with LNL Soulsisters, and I had no intention of changing anything, was I made a mistake with my name, Lisa, and then, but in the domain or whatever, I put Liisa. So then that just effed everything right up. Because between the 3 of us, there's 560 souls that took the time out of their lives to hit subscribe, like, and comment. And now for me, that's muscle memory that's automatic. Because if you go to change.org, you'll find out all about who I am. And if you've never been here before and you just slide it in here at 7:15 minutes or what have you. Today is Tuesday, February the 13th of 2024. I am on my own. My mother, Ed, and Sophie are up north, and this is going to be an interesting time. The earth shifted on its axle about 4 days ago. There's a lot of shit going on with the royal family. I predicted this 6 months ago without my tarot cards, okay? I can't even give free tarot cards away. Readings. You know why? Because people think there's a kick or a glitch to it. That's why I'm getting into my old TikTok videos. So you'll see, and they're probably on this phone. And I used to have 19,000 people, and I bet you I read at least a quarter of them. My need today, can I share this? Well, it doesn't matter. I can share whatever I want, and so can you. Everybody can. My need today, this hole that Michael Corcola at the Royal Victoria Hospital, Sarah did, just blows my mind. Just blows my mind. What surgeon knowingly, no, I can't. One day I'm going to sit down with my pen and paper, and I am going to write down the full chronological story without notes. Then I am going to revisit the notes in any which way I can. Whether I have them or don't have them, or I need to get them or I don't need to get them, is nobody's business, because they exist. And so I'm going to write my short story this weekend. And one of my goals, let me write this down or I'll forget. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that phone and that 1 minute short. So, no singing intros today, man. I'm down to business. Oh, and if you want one of these, go to Paula M's. And believe me, she's not plugging me at all. I'm turtling. You know why I'm turtling? Because I messaged her and begged her, Paula, I need talk to you about Canada because she's Canadian. She has 90,000 followers, or I don't even like the word followers. I mean, does she know anybody's name? Probably. And I know, I'm not saying anything, but you all know that I know who y'all are. Anybody who likes or comments, you know. And what I'm going to do today, and gosh darn it, I can't get in to find out who the 61 people are on this channel. So if you, I guess nobody wants me to know who they are, but I remember Ed, and I remember another girl talking about my first podcast that I did that was really good. And I'm going back, I've got to find the comments. And that's what I'm doing today. Well, I've got a lot to do today in my personal life. And then I'm going to come on air and do my social media life, because my social media life is reality, because you are not, actually, you are all a part of my life. My whole life is out there. Like, okay, I'm on battery. Oh gosh, somebody tell me, what did I forget? I needed to write down. All right, so I don't like the word followers. I like the word participants. I'll never have Patreon. I'll never have anything of that nature. And I'm going to do this in all one go. And it looks infantile. I don't care. You don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Well, maybe you might be intrigued at why a 52-year-old woman is fascinated by just the old-fashioned way of writing and communicating versus learning all the fancy technology, because guess what? Anybody can learn it. Anybody. Am I trying to be special? I don't know. Do we all try to be special? I think so, even though we don't say that to ourselves. People have called, yeah, LNL. I will get to that. Nobody's saying anything, so I don't think it matters. It's 13 minutes and 20 seconds through. If you joined in at 11 minutes, slide it over to 15 minutes, because nothing will happen between then and now. I have to redo this. See, I'm a perfectionist. People don't understand that. Okay. I have to go downstairs. I need to get coffee. I haven't even prayed this morning. Wait, and this shouldn't be here. This is Tilax, and I already cleaned. Oh, I used to work at Jenny Craig, and I know I was brainstorming topics. Okay, I'll be right back. There's nothing here to entertain you except you want to get hypnotized by a salt light. Okay, I'll be right back. pants. Here I am. I know nobody's there anyways, but that's okay because I'm doing this for me for the first time in my life. For the first time in my life. Whoa, way too early to sing. And it's already what? 1:01. I have till 2 o'clock to fart around, and then that's it. Because I am on a military schedule here. Where the heck is Trev? I used to be able to go on Royal Pushback Aftermath Live. Sometimes I can figure it out and sometimes I can't. So I went down, so I just have to show you these pants. Okay? And yes, I wear leg warmers, and Sandy Kerr gave these as a gift to my mom, but my mother's not here, so she didn't take them with her, but she doesn't really need to take anything with her because she has everything here and up north with Ed. Okay, ready? All right, why am I showing you these damn pants? And yeah, okay, you all might think they're ugly. I happen to like them very, very much. Okay. And they're made in Canada, and I believe they're called cozy pants or something. So I went to Eastgate. I don't need to shout. Why do I shout all the time? I must be very, very angry all the time. And it's showing. Well, it will show. Okay. Do you notice I'm not dancing as much anymore? And I put up a live yesterday because I've had to change my ways because I had a slip and fall plus what happened with the surgeon, but the slip and fall wasn't my fault. Neither was what happened. Wow. October 27th, October 28th, 2017 to February 13th of 2024. That's a long time. And it took me almost 5 months or 6 months to put up change.org. So I'm walking downstairs and I have pictures of my mom. And here, I'll just start this chat in case anybody is there. When I say I don't care, people say that very nonchalantly, and sometimes you really have to watch people get their, I hate to use this word, I don't want to say baseline, how people behave in a regular everyday, which I guess baseline is shorter, but it reminds me of Jenny Craig, which was a cult, which this is my brainstorming book. This is my 10 Commandments Bible. Okay, it really is. And these are my Valentine's Day cards. I know. How could my mood change like Amber Heard? Woo, 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 woo. That's what trauma does, folks. Johnny Depp was just an actor. The truth always comes out in the end. Look, you know what? I did an hour and 15-minute video about Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard trial a year later. Okay? Because I did this whole video because I don't know how to splice and slice, and I'm going to stay on this topic. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Okay, let's see if my brain amalgamated. So, I don't even know what channel I did it on now. It was probably this channel. I did a whole video on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard a year later. And I started the video off with an intro, which was Elegy, which was a movie starring Ben Kingsley and Penelope Cruz, maybe in 2012, which means it probably was made in 2009. And I think I watched it 50 times. I was in a horrible depression from 2010 to 2013. So I watched a lot of movies for 3 years. And then when I broke my leg, I watched a lot of movies. And I always thought, what am I going to do with this useless information? For God's sakes, I used to be original. But you know what? You know what I used to say? This is how humble I used to be. Yeah, I know. I just had a look of contempt on my face. But I realized I have a crooked smile like Ellen Barkin. This was a cult. I started working here when I was 20 years old. My mother worked there because she worked at Weight Watchers and she got a really good job there as a manager. And she convinced me to work there. And I did. And I became a regional. And this was back in 2006 or something. Probably 2000, I don't know, 4. I don't even remember. I'll have to look at the dates. But I will look at the dates. But look at the work I put into this portfolio. This was the early 2000s. This was their mission statement. This was their mission statement. This was their mission statement right here. Leadership, quality, innovation, teamwork, integrity, and fun. So I took my imagination and went wild. Leadership, the regional director's role. Quality, an example of the best quarter and the worst quarter. A PD meeting, which was a program director meeting. Get it? Program. I just thought of that now. Programmed. Boy, were they programmed. That's why they wanted young people to mold, and that's why they laid me off along with 28 other regionals that were there for a long, long time, and they could pay other people for cheap, and I was the only one that sued for wrongful dismissal and won. So if people think that I'm just some little pansy, stupid drunkard, which people have actually written to me, it's all there online. I don't delete anything. So that's why I want to talk about cults. The Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. I started it with Elegy because it was like a reflection piece, the way I've reflected on my past. So I was using this movie as an example as to not talk about myself. And it was a Spanish director, and I should come on prepared and know all these things. And I'm learning all of these things as they come. I'm sprinkle dusting fairy dust that's real, not a fugazi or a fugazi, whatever. Matthew McConaughey got it mixed up and is joking. But anyway, so these are my Valentine's Day cards, and Johnny Depp and Amber Heard had a very full-on strong love relationship. And when we watched the trial, there was a justice for Johnny. There was everything for Johnny. Everybody hated Amber Heard, but they loved Amber Heard when she was married to Johnny Depp. So Johnny Depp is beloved. Amber Heard is a rising star, but I remember seeing Amber Heard in a movie when she was about 14 years old. And I thought to myself, this girl, and I didn't know who she was, this girl, this woman, she is going to go somewhere. And I thought, God help her. She's so beautiful, so stunning, So when Johnny Depp said that she was a stunning creature, and he was not lying. And when he said that, I don't notice if you noticed this. This was my, never mind, I'm not. Family is family. I can put up what I'm allowed to put up, but my family does not want them involved in this station, except for my mama, except another family member advised against it. And this person happens to be right. However, I can keep my mother right by her, and this is hers, her salt thing. So the Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp trial, the reason I used Elegy in that movie, Elegy with Ben Kingsley and Penelope Cruz, is because it was about a couple. One man was 20 or 30 years over, and they fell in love, and her name was Consuela, and they loved each other. But he couldn't commit. He took pride in his bachelorhood and all of that. But there was one line in that movie that really stuck with me. He said, if you read a book, will you be able to read that book, and will your opinion be the same? And you know what? I thought that was an excellent analogy in Elegy. So I don't know how to splice and slice. I haven't taken the time to learn. I still haven't, except on shorts on the computer or on the phone, which I'm going to show you. So then I did a little bit of, and I've been researching and watching this since 2012 about the opiate epidemic in the world, but mainly in North America, and the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma. And Patrick, the writer of The Empire of Pain, that's the book I really want to read. I really do. And I told you I would read Annalese slowly, surely, at my own pace. And I know people want instant gratification right away. That's not the way I work. But let me plug a few channels that I love. And if I would take some of my comments from their, people put up content, and then I comment with questions that I have. Well, I need to use my questions, create my own content, and put it up. And then I can plug change.org, monetizing, why I'm doing this, why I want to put it up there. But Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, I looked back, and there's so many parallels between people who died of opiate addiction because of the Sackler family. Johnny Depp even said Roxycontin on the stand. It's called Oxycontin, and those were the blue 160 pills that they took off the market. So how did he still have them in 2014 or 2015? Like, Amber Heard's defense sucked. And now when I look back on it, on my old phone, which I upgraded from this phone, is how I lost LNL Soulsisters. But I rebuilt Royal Pushback Aftermath to 208. But I didn't do it myself. Every person that subscribed, viewed, took the time. People don't watch my videos. What am I supposed to do about it? Cry or come up with some better content? Numbers don't lie. You see what I'm saying about Johnny Depp? So I did a whole thing about the aftermath of Johnny Depp. And then I started to think everybody talks about royals. I'm just not as good. I'm not good at it. And Cheery Denise reads. I'm going down to listen to her for an hour before I get ready for my personal life. And then I'll come back and I'll bring my personal life in here and chit chat about the day. And then I'll read Annalese and the Palace Papers. And hopefully go out in the world, learn something new. But I will be reading the Grimsby newspaper, Beamsville, Niagara, Hamilton, every Thursday or I think the paper comes on Friday at 2, Thursday at 2. So it would have, oh, I hope it, well, it will be Thursday night. So I did this last week for the first time. And I think it would be great locally because there is a Hamilton local station, all of that. But there's no local news station in Grimsby or Beamsville. They take that footage and put it on the Hamilton news. So I thought, I'm going to take all the small papers, put them together, and just create a little information channel for people that are above, that are my age, that still like to read newspapers. So, okay, let me explain this. Then I'm going to go. The memories, the producers of this movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, they found a Canadian actor who had to say that one line to Laura Linney in the movie. So you want to challenge the existence of God in the court of law. And that was one of the most important lines in the movie. And Laura Linney is such a pro. And they had I really did forget that I was on camera. Just a minute. Oh my gosh, you people that watch this, God bless you. God bless you. I was an only child, but I do have a brother that is 18 years my junior. Not younger, not older. I look different. You know what I notice when I do watch my videos, which I really, 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 really avoid? I look different all the time. My emotions and my pain level really, really affect how I look. In spirit, I think I'm a good person. You'd have to ask people about me. I mean, I don't know. I've asked Google 5 times in Well, at least Janet Walker from Jenny Craig would be very proud that after all these years, I can make a decent flip chart. I don't even need these glasses. I need a new prescription. Said that how many times? I used to babysit. Remember Lincoln? That boy I used to babysit? Well, if you want to see that footage, you can go to Royal Pushback Aftermath. Everything from LNL Soulsisters is downloaded, but I was wrong. Not everything is downloaded from the summer. So, really, there's a lot of footage that I did not put on Royal Pushback Aftermath, which is really good, in my opinion. But because that's why comments are really important. And people like Sarah from Australia, she, I don't like the way that looks. She's very, very supportive, she's very, very supportive. And she takes the time out of her day, not every day, but when she does watch, she takes the time. Everybody can see black, right? We never want to be in the red. Well, I like the red today. And I do love Paula M. When she said, my email's underneath, I thought, oh God, is she talking about me? Because I've got a mug that's sitting at FedEx that I'm supposed to pay money to go get in frickin' Mississauga. Okay. I need to think. Things always look different 7 months later, 6 months later. And I'm not just talking literally, I'm talking metaphorically. So when I put this 1 minute up, it'll be a combination of LNL Soulsisters, Lasha Rojenko, and Royal Pushback Aftermath. And I've asked Google to amalgamate. I need to go fix myself up here. Hang on a minute. And I'll come back with this written. nobody out there anywhere. Anyway, just fast forward if it's blank. I'm coming back. And then I'm going to wrap it up for real. No hoaxy jokes. Because I made a promise. Follow through. Okay, be back in a minute. You know when my mother took all the brushes with her? She took the brushes with her. I mean, who does that? Ah, that's why I put my hair up yesterday so I could curl it. That's why, to make it curly. Okay, I remember. I actually forgot. Okay. Okay. Been a busy, stressful few weeks. Thanks for hanging in, guys and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for waiting for me. Just, when you are 25 up to, I would say, 50 years old, when you get past the age of 50, it literally takes 3 hours for a woman's face to wake up. I'm talking about, we've got to drink our water, have our coffee. If you drink coffee, God forbid if you smoke, especially if you smoke marijuana, and retinol and all of that, shoot. Anyways, I booked a dentist appointment. So see, this is how I'm following up. This is how traumatized I was by that surgeon. This is why, Sarah, I make little sense, but I'm learning how. And the only way I could learn how to do that is if I was left completely alone, without Sophie, without my mom, and without Ed. And my mother and her partner should be together, but we can still do YouTube videos together because I did start her YouTube channel as suggested by Toxie Roxy. And Sarah, as far as making sense, is from Australia. And anybody who takes the time out of their lives to subscribe, it blew me away. So I just want to fix my face a bit before I go on to that 1 minute short. So whenever there's blank spots with me, fast forward. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not trying to make you wait for me because nobody watches. People upload it. Or like when I put the screen down, people can watch it. And if there's blank spots, I'm telling you right now, just fast forward the line because it's a long video. I'm not talking the whole way through. I haven't reached that ability yet. And so, Sarah took from Australia, not only did she sign my change.org, but she also has spent lots of time putting up feedback on staying on track. And then my podcast ideas, my brainstorming will come to fruition if you do what you love instead of talking about what you're trying to do. Then, so this is, yeah. And I'm going to fix my hair. And if I turn it off and start it on again, it's because I don't know how to splice and slice. So you know what? Out of respect to viewers, even if I don't want to throw up, even if I don't want to throw up on myself, even though I don't want to put up clips of things, unless it's really important, because most of us have seen clips of everything that are seared in our head. So I'll be gone until 1:10. Then I'm making the short. Then I'm turning off. Then I have to go. And then I'll be back around 8:00 to really read the exorcism of Annalise Micheal without sounding like a robot, a 2-year-old, or focusing on one line, in my opinion, for 6 hours, to the Palace Papers. And my mother said, don't say one thing negative about yourself or people will pick it up and pick on you. So I'm starting over. Holy shoot, Lasha, you gotta work on that voice of yours. It's very rocky. Oh, what the hell. If you can't beat them, join them. All right. It's rude to let you wait. Where are y'all? Okay, it's rude to let you wait. So let's go into my bathroom and I'll curl my hair And then there. Then some people on YouTube, most people on YouTube know to unplug their computer when they're going into a different room. Some people on YouTube even conduct themselves getting ready while they're talking about the subject, in which they want to talk about. Okay, they didn't break. All right, so this is what I want to talk about. I haven't watched YouTube. What's a decent angle? No, it doesn't matter. One of the things that I want to talk about is what's going on with the monarchy. It's very important. I live in Canada, and as we speak right now, as far as I know, because I haven't even watched some of my favorite YouTube channels as of late, for many reasons, and it's nothing negative toward the channels that I love. In fact, sometimes I just go to the channels to, watch 5 or 6 minutes and like what I hear, which I usually do, and leave a comment, just saying, hi, Andrew, or something like that, because it helps his algorithm. And when I was sitting in that wheelchair, and this goes to the veterans in Canada and in the US and in Britain who went to a bullshit war during 9/11, and I'm not going to assume anything. Those are my thoughts as a Canadian. And, I know that Tony Blair, really cozied up with Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton and the US have always had a special relationship. That's why the US covers English news. It goes way back to Churchill because of World War II. And don't forget, the Americans fought like hell to get out of a monarchy. But this is what I want to talk about in reference to the monarchy. Not necessarily about Meghan Markle or Prince Charles or Elizabeth, but those characters, because they are characters in any which way you want to view them. What does the monarchy stand for? Okay, there's 45 monarchies apparently in the world. The last time I Googled, I can Google on this computer, but I can't do that online. And I'm going to start coming on prepared with my facts. But the British royal family is the most powerful and popular royal family in the world. So how do you explain that? How did they get there? Well, they're very wealthy, yet they don't own anything. It really belongs to the people of England. And who supports their lifestyle? The people of England and the UK and Canada, which brings me to the Invictus Games. Oh, before we go there, what does the monarchy, what are they supposed to stand for? Stability. You know how in the US and in Canada, people sign up to be different members of a political party. And, the Queen, I heard, wished that she could vote. And, to us, that might seem like a very small detail in somebody's life, because most people in this country don't vote. I remember somebody asked me if I voted, and I said, yes, once. No, you vote in your municipalities first. Understand how politics works before you go to the big guns. When there's a federal election, not a municipal election, but a federal election, when it has to do with the prime minister or the president that's picked. It's not about that person. They have no power. They're just the representative and the puppet of the party. So to me, they're probably the best yes men. In my humble opinion, in working at a cult, my boss was the best yes man in the world, and she was so into the cult, but she knew it was a cult, and she played into it. And you know how I know it was a freaking cult? When I did that huge resume, I'm off track, Sarah, I know. The monarchy. The reason the monarchy is supposed to stand for normalcy, which is ridiculous because they don't even work. So they should go volunteer to help people. But their charities, how much money really goes to the people that they're supposed to help? I need to research that before I criticize it, because I have no information on that. So without information and facts, that's the thing about disinformation. Just what I said. I heard that. Well, what does that even mean? You heard from what? Who, when, where, how, and why. And that's the only way people will believe people in this society anymore, because people don't trust. But the thing about the monarchy, they're there as a signature of what we should all stand for. But the kicker is, what are they standing for right now? Those two children, Harry's children, that are in the line of succession are not Meghan's children. They all know it. They've got Charles by the you-know-what, and that's probably what... I'm not saying it. But, I need to go get a professional haircut because mine don't work, but I'm not finished. King Charles has gone through so much stress with Diana. And, she was no innocent. None at all. If you go to Cheer Denise, she's reading The True Diana by Lady Colin Campbell. And Cheer Denise is reading that book right now, and it's so good you can't not watch her channel. She's that good. She deep dives into books. And I started to do that way before I saw Cheer Denise, but I sucked at it. I tried to read the Testaments for Handmaid's Tale fans. I didn't understand it at all. I could not separate the the character June. See, this is why you don't put your hair up at night. You get that stupid wedgie in your hair. But at any rate, the monarchy is supposed to stand for all these political things. But what's going on? The king has cancer. Catherine has a stomach issue, and she's taking one for the team, and William's protecting her by keeping it out of the press. So King Charles is being the protector of the family and the firm by not releasing what's really going on with Catherine. And she's an empath. Meghan is a vile narcissist, and I believe that all of that type of stress gives you heart attacks and can give you cancer. I'm not saying every person who is diagnosed with those diseases were brought on by other people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying in this instance, the situation is so rare. Oh, am I eye blocking? Does that mean that I think I'm better, or am I trying to remember? Behavioral panel. And I had a bone to pick with them in my Johnny Depp live too. And it was a valid one. But at any rate, the monarchy's in trouble. And God help us all. I don't think that William ever wanted to be king. I really don't. I really don't. And that's why I think, in my opinion, that he wanted Harry by his side, and that's why they protected him. And Catherine and William stabilized Harry his whole life. When they met, when Catherine and William met, they stabilized Harry. They were the happy three. And then, do you know if I had my jaw broken? It wouldn't have looked like me. Do you know that when I was born, they wanted to slip my eyes, break my jaw, and fix my teeth and break my nose when I was 12. So when I was a kid, they wanted to slip my eyes because they were worried that they would have folds and it would interfere with my eyesight when I got older. They wanted to break my jaw when I was in my 30s. Now I know why women do get their faces done. But when I was in my 30s, they wanted to break my jaw so that I didn't have an overbite. But I did get braces and I had perfectly straight teeth, and I had to for this job that I had. And it was such a cult. I was on vacation and they called me in the middle of my vacation and told me that I had to go to a conference for 3 days from Nova Scotia, Canada, to San Diego, or like past there. Anyways, the royal family is supposed to stand for what goodness is, but they lie, cheat, steal. They're lying to us about the kids. They're lying to us about Catherine. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are no different than David, who advocated the throne and advocated for himself. He abdicated the throne. And they are not setting a good example. And Queen Elizabeth, the mother, held such a grudge against Wallis Simpson, and I said this on my other videos, that she wouldn't recite her name at the funeral. And I've known a lot about the royals even before royal channels, because when I was in the real wheelchair of medical negligence, and I do like the Real Housewives recaps. I used to think they were too, I didn't understand where the honk came from. Now I do. So I really like them. I love Paul M. And the reason I plug other channels is because I believe in them. But I have written, I'm not going to lie, I have written a couple of channels to ask them, because they have a bigger audience. And I don't need an audience. I need signatures on the change.org. And I need, in order to change the legislation, so what happened to me doesn't happen to anybody again. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, just a minute. So I did all of the the face thing this morning. I just didn't do my hair. So I hate wearing makeup, but it has to be done when I do this video. Okay? So, yeah, the monarchy is in danger, and I have a very bad feeling, and I've said this in my videos. If you go back, this is Nooks, by the way, and I think it works really well. I know that if I hadn't gone through that trauma with Michael Corporal of the Royal Victoria Hospital in Barrie, it aged me 10 years. If you look at photographs on Facebook of what I looked like when I was 46, you can't tell me that somebody loses 25 pounds as they get older. And I mean, I remember within the first 5 months, my supposed friend came in and she said to me, "You've aged." Like I needed to hear that when I was feeling the way I was feeling. And that's why it pisses me off. I mean, I'm a patriot. I'm wearing the Canadian pants. I'm wearing the Queen, even though she pisses me off because her children ran amok. But she stayed on duty. But what I want to understand is, what does she do? And King Charles is still meeting with the Prime Minister every week, as the Queen did every week. And Winston Churchill was her first Prime Minister. And why is it called Prime Minister instead of President in other countries? Yeah, I need to get my bangs professionally done. Anyways, so I think the monarchy is in deep doo-doo, and I do not believe that they're telling us everything at all. My dentist appointment is February the 21st at 2 o'clock. But you know what they make you do? Because they make more money. They do the x-rays for the cavities and all of that jazz, right? And then they'll do what I want them to do with my teeth. I just want them. I had braces before, and they do suit me. I remember my aunt saying, "Don't get braces; it'll change who you are and what you look like." I have to check the time. I have to be out of here at 2 o'clock. Well, it's 2 o'clock, so I'm extending it till 2:30. Just let me work this out in my head. Post office first, bank second. They close at 5. 2:30, and then Timmy's. Yeah, no, I can get that done between 3 and 5, no problem. And then I have to work for a few hours, and then I'll be back tonight. And I can't, you know who else I love? And I loved her honesty. She told Andrew she was a bit of a hustler in terms of work and getting her podcast up. Kinsey Schofield, and she talks to that NT lawyer. So I'm up on all this, but my opinion is I really think the monarchy is dangerous. I think they're lying to us. I don't think that's what a signature monarchy is supposed to do. I can't believe the amount of money even Kate spends on clothes. $1 million over 5 years for clothes. Come on. That's not setting an example. What they're setting is an unrealistic expectation. Or do they set it that way on purpose to raise people's standards? Well, to raise people's standards, tell the truth. I am so concerned about Catherine. I'm sure she'll be up and running around in April, as they said, but it still does not make me feel easy at all. I do not have an easy feeling about Kate's health. Not at all. And William staying back. I don't know if he's gone back to work, but I know that hell, they should even bring Andrew into the fold, because what he did, I'm not excusing what he did. Unless you've even murder people who murder somebody in self-defense, they live with it for the rest of their life. Just like women who have abortions. Unless women are using it for birth control, then they should. Women make a mistake once, got it. Do it twice, you're an idiot. I think with abortion, instead of banning it in the US, it should be about using a condom. They're not that inexpensive if you can afford an abortion. So I think the problem is people don't think before they act. Look who's talking. That's why I'm on air with all you all, because I got severely damaged, not only physically by that surgeon, mentally as well. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Mentally as well. And when I say mentally, I'm talking about how do you I forgot my coffee, but I'm starting to remember. And the reason I'm keeping track of everything while my mother and Sophie aren't here, as selfish as this is, my uncle told me, hang on a sec. If you don't mind, would you mind hanging on a moment? Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I try to be myself, but I don't want to be rude, because that's how I would actually speak to you to your face, and I don't want to behave in a way that I would not behave. Why was that? Okay. Anyway, I don't want to make something out of nothing. Hang on. Sorry, if you just wouldn't mind waiting. I have to remember my mom. She's very mannerly, and my friend Liam always used to say she has this bourgeois de jour. There's something about my mom that's a throwback from when people had gracious manners and so on. Just like my aunt. Okay. All right, now I think I look a little more appropriate to conduct the video. I'm not pleased with the bangs, but okay, I'm just being honest. And my whole goal here is just to inform everybody about the channel. And also the last thing that I really wanted to talk about, that I wanted to mention about the monarchy, is it pisses me off that Meghan Markle if Canada's paying for their security right now, which the Royal Grift will know, and I need to go to the Royal Grift to find that out. I have lots of hair on the back, in my back, so why is it sticking out like I'm bald back there, which I was bald, there was no problem. I just get hair extensions. But why would I want to get hair extensions? And why am I wearing fake nails? Why? Yeah. So the monarchy, they're lying to us. I don't like it. We pay for it. But yet the government wouldn't go after from the Royal Victoria Hospital to pay for my recovery needs. And this has happened to 1 million people. That's why I'm looking for signatures. Do not donate money. Subscribe to this channel. And if you never want to see my face again, turn notifications off. Do you know that people are more inclined to watch channels with more subscribers than if you're under 1,000, then you're nobody. Honestly, that's the way. Anyway, the cause is going to take me 10 years, so I'm not going anywhere ever until this is resolved, the legislation changes, and if a doctor never keeps their oath again and doesn't disclose that they made a mistake that kept somebody in a wheelchair for a year. Let's not talk about what I lived through every day for 5 years and I added up the hours of everything. Do you want to hear all of it? No, you don't. And math is a universal language. So people that say, I hate learning math, are saying, I don't want to learn everybody's language. And also, what they need to start teaching in grade school all the way up until freaking high school is have a computer on how to take care of your money. You know, that's the one thing they don't teach in school. But learn basic math. Like I'm talking old division. The way they do math nowadays, I have no idea. Ready? This is Lasha Rojenko. I have not phoned. Okay, ready? Let's see if we can all do it at once. I need your help, folks. Okay. It's Lasha Rojenko. Wait. An interview with this, I think he was from Montreal. Father Laura Liddy. Oh, they were just, the cast was amazing. I'm going to try to get a CD player to show you the footage of the making of it. Will that work? Wait. Because I don't think you can find that other than on the CD, unless somebody put it up on YouTube. I'm going to try to find it today, but. Okay. That's it, that's all. Had fun, had a ball. It was good while it lasted. And now I'm passing. Sure, you were sweet and you swept me off my feet. I miss you well now and then, but would I do it all again? Yeah. So take care of yourselves. I'll do the same. I'm off to work. You understand? Like for real. I bought new boots and everything. And I don't mean those types of boots, like boots, Tim Hortons. And then first I'm going to the post office. Then I'm going to Tim Hortons. It's too late for the x-rays. And then I'm going to get a charger because my family probably thinks that I've disappeared, because usually they get 10 messages this long from me, That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not quite. So keep care of yourselves. I'll do the same. And that is a wrap for real. Okay. Bye, Royal Pushback Aftermath.